Okay, so I love baseball. I keep a collection of baseballs from every major league ballpark I've visited, every minor league ballpark, spring training ballpark, even from the Baseball Hall of Fame. I picked this up in Cooperstown this summer with my 12-year-old, 11 at the time. Love it. You know, I was a latchkey kid growing up, single mom, only child, and when I would get home from school, I'd just pick up a bat and a few tennis balls, go out in the yard, and just start swinging. One of the greatest hitters, if not the greatest hitter of all time, is Ted Williams. Ted Williams and his approach to hitting can teach us a lot about investing. Well, the reason I'm sharing this story right now is, I was out driving with my girlfriend last week. Shout out to Larissa. And we were talking about potential investments for her portfolio. And it was it must have been the day that the tariffs news hit. Oh no, it was the day DeepSeek news hit. And we were talking about Nvidia and how I'm not bullish on it long term. She asked me, she's like, yeah, but couldn't we just buy a little bit of it and make some quick money on an easy trade? And I told her, yeah, that's true, we could, but the key to investing is discipline. The key to investing, to circle back to baseball, is knowing what pitch to hit, right? Know your pitches. And no one knew his pitches better than Teddy Ballgame. He actually wrote a book called The Science of Hitting. And man, he was just like, look, well, I'll read some of it to you because I think it's really telling. First rule of hitting was to get a good ball to hit, right? So in this analogy, instead of balls, we're thinking of investments, right? Companies. I learned down to percentage points where those good balls were. The box shows my particular preferences from what I considered my happy zone, where I could hit 400 or better, to the low outside corner, where the most I could hope to bat was 230. Only when the situation demands it should a hitter go for the low percentage pitch. Pretty obvious so far. Since some players are better high ball hitters than low ball hitters, or better outside than in, each batter should work out his own set of percentages. Now the corollary here to investing, know what kind of investor you are and just stick to that. All right? Don't just go for the fad of the month. If growth is hot but you're a value investor, stick to value. Don't chase those growth stocks. If you're a long-term investor, by all means, don't go for day trading. And if you just know stocks, then you should probably avoid bonds or currencies or, heaven forbid, cryptocurrencies. But more important, each should learn the strike zone, because once pitchers find a batter is going to swing at bad pitches, he will get nothing else. The strike zone is approximately 7 balls wide, allowing for pitchers to get the corners. When a batter starts swinging at pitches just 2 inches out of that zone, he has increased the pitcher's target from approximately 4.2 square feet to about 5.8 square feet, an increase of 37%. Allow a pitcher that much of an advantage, and you will be a 250 hitter. So, it all comes down to discipline, right? Know your pitches, but have the discipline to know what kind of investor you are and just stick to that. There's a quote by Charlie Munger about I'm going to butcher it, but it's about how the outsized investment returns don't come from trading. They come from waiting. Okay? Same principle as Ted Williams at the plate. Patience. Right? Patience. Wait for your pitch. You don't have to swing at everything. In investing, my gosh, all you have to do is sit there. You don't strike out. Okay? You don't have to worry about the pitcher painting the corner with 3 perfect pitches and you're out of there. You can let all sorts of great investments go by. You just have to wait for your pitch. Now, there are about 4,000 stocks in the US. There are about 6,000 mutual funds, about 3,500 ETFs, and from what I saw in a Google search, 9,000 different cryptocurrencies. Every minute of the trading day, 6.5 hours, every minute of the trading day, each of those has a different price, except for mutual funds. Those are just once a day. So there are 390 different minutes in a trading day. Different prices, different entry points or exit points for each of those stocks, each of those ETFs, each of those cryptocurrencies. And there are 251 trading days in a year. All told, that adds up to over 1.6 billion decisions per year to make. Buy, sell, do nothing. 1.6 billion. Now for your portfolio, maybe you own 15 stocks, and let's say you buy them and then you sell them. That's a lot of turnover for a year, but let's say you make 30 decisions a year. One each to buy, one each to sell. To put that in perspective, there are about 1.9 billion square acres in the continental United States. So 30 over 1.6, that's about 35 over 1.9. So you take the whole landmass of the lower continental United States, that represents all of your decision options that the market gives you every year. Each acre, filling up the whole lower 48. And you want to limit yourself. You want to have the discipline to just make 35 decisions. 30 decisions, but for this 35 acres. That's the equivalent of not a town, not a neighborhood, not even the size of, even most universities. That's just the size of the Pentagon. The Pentagon sits on 35 square acres. So 35, they're just the land mass of that the Pentagon sits on compared to the land mass of the entire lower 48. That's the kind of discipline you need as an investor. Inundated every minute of every trading day for a year with over 1.6 billion different opportunities to make a decision to buy, sell, hold. It takes a lot of discipline. You need to know what kind of investor you are. You need to have the discipline to let others make more money than you today, tomorrow, this month, the first 6 months of the year. The principle is don't lose money and be patient. Just buy a great company at a great price and everything else will take care of itself. You need to have the confidence to be able to stick out from the crowd. And that takes discipline. That takes a stiff back, a stiff spine. Anywho, that's today's investment philosophy tidbit. Thanks for listening.